In this video clip, I'm going to upload to YouTube separately. And if you go below this video that you're going to see the link to the full article of the events that happened on this night where I got stranded on the street for 11 hours, sitting in my wheelchair all night long. So after I'd been stranded for a few hours, I was really getting tired and I was in a lot of pain. I had to go to the bathroom, but I couldn't. There was no place to go. And I get this nasty driver. I get partly in on the bus and I look and I realize there's people sitting in the way and I can't get by, so I stop and I said to him, well, I can't go any further because I'm going to hit their legs. And normally the drivers know that the people have to get up on this is a smaller bus than the other ones, not as wide. So I get on the bus and finally the bus driver starts having a really stupid, nasty attitude. And I realize, oh, I've got a problem, so I better turn on my camera. And so the people that finally, they voluntarily moved out of the way, but the driver didn't lift up that seat to move it out of my way, and he was standing a little too close and trying to spin my wheelchair around so I can back into the space on the right in that tight area. And luckily I can move my feet, so I was able to I'm able to lift up my foot plate, my foot plate out of the way. But even so, it was too tight. And I even told the driver that I'm not going to have room to turn around because he didn't lift up the seat out of the way for me, and he was in my way. I couldn't move forward far enough to make my turn. So as you see in the video, I attempted to turn and I hit my knees against the seat. So I stopped and I looked to the left and I realized I can't turn any further because there's no room because I'm up against the wheel well. I had to move forward a little bit, so I turned back and I had to move forward a little bit, and then the bus driver starts saying I tried to kill him and hit him with my wheelchair. That guy's completely nuts. And I had enough, and I started screaming at him because he was standing in my way. And what I was trying to do after I had told him, when I got on the bus and he refused to be cooperative and he was giving me a hassle, I told him I want to get off this bus. I don't want to be on your bus. So I told him I still got to get in the bus and turn around so I can get out of this bus. And he sits there. Twice he blurted out loud that I tried to run him over with my wheelchair, and I pointed the camera right at him. I said, what? This is insane. And then the guy says that he wanted to make sure that he was going to charge me for attempting to kill him with my wheelchair by running him over. So now you see what I put up with at Halifax Metro Transit. The buses have cameras, and if you ever get abused by a driver on a public transit bus, they're not ever going to let you have those video clips off that bus. And this bus that I was on here wasn't one that was going to get me home. It was only going to get me down to the bus terminal, where I might have been able to get a different bus. But if I had done this, taken that bus and went to the bus terminal, I would have ended up going to another bus terminal in Halifax. I would have had to transfer 4 times, and it would have taken me hours and hours and hours to try to get home. That's if the buses that pulled in at the bus terminal were wheelchair accessible buses that had the tie-downs, so I could get to Halifax. Well, I got off his bus and the nightmare continued. So please keep watching the series and make sure you go to the link below, so you can get the whole series of me spending 11 hours on the street all night long, stranded in my wheelchair, because of people like this bus driver and Halifax Metro Transit. Thank you for viewing. So I just told you that I haven't got room to spin around. I'm recording you now, okay? I said I don't have... Okay, so now I need to get off the bus, okay? And I can't back off the ramp going backwards. I still have to turn around and get off this bus. So I have to go in there to turn around. They're going to be in the way. This chair is huge. When I spin around, I'm going to hit their feet.
Yeah, well, if you had asked...
I don't want to hear anything from you. I want to get off your bus, okay? You're all a bunch of ignorant, stupid drivers that don't listen to anybody. I don't like being stranded on the street because Metro Transit has new buses and none of them have tie-downs.
I'm a bus driver. I don't bus.
Nobody cares. I already know that.
And nobody cares what you've got to say.
That's right. Nobody cares about anybody today. Okay? May as well get your ugly face on my camera. See how much room I need to turn around? Do you see it? You don't care. You're a driver?
Get off the bus.
You're a driver? Wow. If you weren't standing there, I would have had room to spin around so I could turn around in this bus.
You ram that chair into me and you'll be in for an assault.
Ram the chair into you? I'm ramming the chair into you? I'm ramming the chair into you? Thank you. Leave me alone. Go away. Go sit in your seat and get out of my face. Bunch of ignorant, stupid drivers. Get out of my way so I can get off, you dumb bus. Metro Transit's got a whole bunch of assholes.
Just keep on going.
You don't like truth, eh?
No, I don't like your mouth.
Oh, well, what do you think happens when I get stranded on the sidewalk because all your new buses don't have tie-downs?
I'm not driving a new bus.
You don't care anyway. You don't care about anything. You got cameras up there recording me.
Are you hearing this foolishness?
Foolishness. Listen to him.
I have a very irate.
Very irate. Yeah, go ahead.
A very irate person in a wheelchair that is just freaking out here. He won't get off the bus. He won't get on the bus. He almost hit me with the chair twice now.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, guys? He says I tried to hit him with my chair.
I want him charged if I can.
You're an idiot, man. You're a really stupid goofball. You know that? You think because I'm in a wheelchair that you can abuse me?
Yeah, I'm right here. Well, actually, he just managed to roll himself off the bus. But he didn't stop waiting for the next one there.
Anyway, you people on the bus, now you know what people in wheelchairs have to deal with. This isn't even my bus. I want the 61 to get home.
Would you please move away?
Why don't you shut up, asshole? Go get a different job. So I guess maybe this is part 6. I got the police to pull over. There's that guy, and the only thing that happened on this bus is I don't want to hear anything from you, and I said I can't spin around because there's no room for me to turn, and he wouldn't ask the people to leave. Look, he's taking off. He's taking off because he can't handle dealing with the police.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It is a nightmare living in this town and being in a wheelchair. The 61 is the only bus that can get me home all the way to Quinpool and Roby. And that doesn't even go there. And I've got enough battery power to go from Roxford down down Quinpool to Roby.
Right.
I came down here on a 61. The 61's only run once an hour. The 61 that pulls up is a new one that has no tie downs to hold my wheelchair. So I can't travel on those buses because my wheelchair will choke me. It'll slide. It's impossible. Can't do it. It has to be secured. Metro Transit has known about this for a few years now. They don't care. So every bus that comes here isn't taking me home, and it would take me only to the bus terminal.
Right.
And then I would have to transfer again. So there's no point in me going to the bus terminal because the only bus that goes to Halifax that can take me home is the 61.
Right.
I called Metro Transit on the phone. You get an answering machine. Just access a bus, you get an answering machine. I get on that bus, and that stupid driver had a really nasty attitude. It's a narrow bus, and I've been on buses enough times to know how to drive my wheelchair in and out of buses. So when you pull in into that bus, if there's 2 people sitting on this side, I can't spin around to back into the space. No room. So he got me pissed off because when I went in, I said, well, I can't spin here. There's no room because the people are in the way. And he starts with his... I was recording on my camera. I have to. I can't get on buses anymore without recording what they're doing because this is really bad. So they wouldn't move because he didn't want... And he was standing in the way.
Right.
So they got up on their own. So when they got up, the seat hadn't been lifted. And just even without the seat being lifted, when I tried to spin around, I actually can move my legs, so I'm lucky because I can lift up my foot pedals. If I couldn't lift up my foot pedals, I wouldn't be able to even get onto most of the buses. They're not big enough. So I'm trying to spin around. He's sitting there telling me off, and he's really rude and ignorant. And I said, man, this is what I have to go through all the time with Metro Transit. You guys are building $1 million buses that don't have any straps to hold wheelchairs. You can't put a strap around someone's neck and then leave the chair loose on the ground sitting on casters. Soon as they move, the wheelchair is going to roll. There's not anybody you'll ever meet in this town that has a wheelchair that's powered that is driving around on any of those new buses. It is impossible. So Metro Transit doesn't care, and I told them, you're leaving me stranded out here in the dark by myself in a wheelchair, and I have no guarantee I'm even going to get home because the 61 is the one that I need to get home. These can't take me home. Yeah, but they can only take me to the bus terminal. I need to go to Halifax. So the 61 is the one that I have to take home. So I don't like being stuck out here in the dark. It was light out when I was trying to get on that bus.
Right.
So Metro Transit, the dispatch transferred me over to Metro Transit, and I ended up getting Accessibus, but Accessibus isn't answering their phones at this time.
Right.
They do have people, the drivers that...
I'm going to stop you for a minute there,
sure.
sir. I got to get some information from you. And then we're going to discuss what it is you need or would like.
I need to get home.
I can't take you home. So
oh, I know that. No. It doesn't even fit in taxis. It doesn't fit in anything.
So,
What's your name, sir?
Daniel.
Daniel, what's your last name, Daniel?
Towsey.
Well, I'm sorry?
Towsey.
How do you spell that, please?
Towsey.